Hello, and welcome to Escrow Tuesdays. This is Charles, and my co-host Marhian, and we are live on Facebook.
To our Escrow Tuesdays. Hey, Nari, how you doing?
I am doing good.
Yeah,
I can see that the audience is laughing.
The audio is up and loud enough this time. Before I know we had some complications, but I'm sure some people will let us know. But yeah, it's getting hot out there. It's summer. It's finally here, right?
Right.
Yeah,
it
no
is.
kidding.
Time for the beach.
Yeah, and where best to visit during the summer when things are hot is probably where, Nari?
Las Vegas.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I still remember walking down on the strip, and it is 150 degrees, and I'm like going, God, I can't wait to get into that casino, you know?
Or where's the next pool party?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Yeah,
that's true, right?
Right now.
Yeah. Hey, Charles Swamberg here, and my co-host Nari Nguyen. We are here live on Escrow Tuesdays on Facebook. Hello, everybody. Hey, let us know if you can hear us or not, or if there's any issues, but please comment below. And Nari, who do we have this week?
We have the one and only Rebecca Moreno from
give her the
Las
heart.
Vegas.
Yeah, we had to get that.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I
And I know you've got a really rough schedule, and I just really appreciate you coming out. Everybody's busy, especially lenders, so we get that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, welcome to the show. And Rebecca, tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, I'm a lender. I work for SunWest Mortgage. I started with SunWest Mortgage. I've been here about 2 years now. I'm a mom.
Okay, we're getting
I'm
better.
a mom.
Keep going back.
I'm a mom of 4 kids.
Wow.
Very active kids. I have my daughter and son. They're in gymnastics, my little ones, and then all 4 of them they race BMX. So they're always practicing. They're on the track.
Wow, BMX, huh?
BMX.
How
Yep.
many collarbone breakage so far?
We haven't had any collarbone
Oh, thank goodness.
yet, but there's a lot of scars, a lot of bruises, a lot of yeah. Been in banking. I speak Spanish. I am a part of AREAA Las Vegas, which I'm very happy and proud of. This year, I've taken over the presidency this year. I've been part of AREAA for about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years now, since Steve Lee was in.
Right, but
So you're
before
part
all
of,
of that happened, before, were you always in, I heard that you had some roots in like Southern California before?
Yes, I was born in California. I don't remember much
San
of California.
Bernardino.
San Bernardino, that's where I was born. Yep.
You don't remember much of California?
Maybe
Well,
she doesn't
we
want
moved.
to
My
remember
family
much of
moved
California.
to Arizona, to Bullhead City. I was about 14 years old. We moved there, and then that's kind of more of where I kind of established, roots and did the high school thing, and got married, had the kids, stuff like that. We moved to Las Vegas in 2014.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it hasn't been too long there, huh?
Yeah, not too long.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's where I guess my growth was in Bullhead City, the Laughlin area, River area.
Margaret Lynn from the Greater East Bay chapter, Salamat, thank you very much. She's joined us. Brian On, of course, is watching. We got a few more popping up here, so starting to get a bit of a fan base growing. Little that you know. So, all right, so you're doing this, I guess you left San Bernardino. I mean,
Went to
why leave such an
Arizona.
amazing area? Well, right now it is hot, I mean, real estate wise, and
I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
It was my parents. They decided that we were moving, so we moved.
Mm-hmm.
you mean you didn't have a vote at the table as you were
Nope.
3 years old? Like, no.
I didn't even have a heads up. It was just like, one day we're moving. Let's go, pack your
Oh.
stuff. We're getting a truck. We're doing this. And it was like, okay, it was
I mean,
one weekend we were gone.
Rebecca, can you imagine doing that to your kids? I mean, back in that generation, stuff like that happened, and you had to deal with it. I ended up at 3 or 4 different grade schools because, my family moved around a lot. And it's not like I had a vote at the table, but these days it seems like we have to be friends with our kids sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah, I did that to my kids when my husband and when we moved from Bullhead City to Las Vegas. Now, mind you, it's only, 2.5 hours away, but in my opinion, Bullhead City is just real small. There's no growth. There's no opportunity there. So Las Vegas is much bigger than, it was either Las Vegas or California. And I thought California was just too big and too expensive. So we decided to go with Las Vegas. I don't think it's been too bad for them.
Wow. So, and are they in a different business that suits them in Las Vegas or anything, or? Well,
my kids they're younger kids. So when Bullhead City, there's just one school, one high school, there was no college there. So they would have had to have gone away either to California, Flagstaff, somewhere else. So here they at least had,
different options, huh?
Different options, either the college here and even schools, right? There's different options in like my little ones are in a charter school here.
Oh, wow.
So even that was much better for them, for their growth.
Oh, and then you keep them busy with
they're always busy. Yeah, they're always doing something. Yeah.
BMX, man. I wanted to. Man, if my parents were like, "All right, don't you want to be in BMX?" I mean, like, really? We had to sneak around doing that kind of stuff, at the Mongoose and this and whatever, all this stuff, right?
They've been doing it for a long time. My oldest is 19 now, so he's been doing it. My oldest is 19, and then my 17-year-old now. They've been doing it since they were about, 4 years old, and they kind of grew up doing it. And then when I had the little ones, they got their little bikes and they started, going out there. And it's really cute though, because it's a family thing. The older ones are out there pushing the little ones, to go faster and stuff, and it works out.
There's areas in Vegas to go to. Is there or do you go out to Big Bear or?
So there are a few tracks here, but they're local tracks, and then they do like national races. Like one's coming up in July, like 17th. That's going to be held here in Las Vegas, but they do them in Florida, Utah, different states. So it is a big deal. Yeah.
I mean, our tracks growing up in Chicago was the sidewalk and the neighbor's driveway and wherever we could get, But we couldn't, lucky in Vegas, pretty much, you could do it all year round, right? I mean, you couldn't do that in Chicago in February. I mean, it's just ain't going to work.
Right. It's still hot, though. It's still really hot because they have to wear, like, a full, head helmet. It's like
a RoboCop setup, right?
Yeah. And they have to wear all the gear and stuff like that. And the gear is pretty heavy and thick.
Right. All right.
Yeah, well, safety first. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. What's next, Nari?
Yeah. So now when you moved from Arizona to Vegas, was that when you started your career, or did it start in Vegas, or in Arizona?
So when I moved from Bullhead, we moved here because there would be more growth and more opportunity here, right? I was in Bullhead that I was capped out. Any position, there was just competition between all the bankers and stuff. So I moved here. I did transfer. I was working at Chase and I put in my transfer. The transfer was taking too long. I put in a transfer in October. We're like in December and it was just taking too long. So I applied at Wells Fargo. They interviewed me over the phone. They hired me over the phone. I started, the next Monday. And then is when I think I had put in Indeed. My application was still in Indeed, but I had already started working, and the mortgage guy from Wells Fargo, called me and asked me if I was interested in, working in mortgage. And I'm like, man. I was like, I already got hired and, nah. So he insisted a bit. He asked me for an interview. So I did the interview, and then he said the process would be really easy because I was already working with Wells Fargo, that he would just get a hold of the recruiter, let the recruiter know, and I would sign, I don't know, DocuSign document, and I did. And then I was just thrown in with the sharks.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah.
But you still you're doing good, right? How is it?
Yep. I was at Wells for about 2 years.
Okay.
I picked up pretty fast. I started attending events. I started just, I guess, observing, you know, whatever everybody else was doing. There was nobody there to train or to help or any of that. It was just catch on and figure it out, right? So I did. Yep. I caught on pretty fast. And then I thought, okay, it's a no-brainer, right? If I left Wells Fargo. So I thought about, okay, I wanted to make a move, but it took me a while because I wanted to be strategic and plan out where I was going to go and figure out, you know, what team and stuff like that I wanted to join. And I didn't tell anybody I wanted to go anywhere, but I was kind of making the observation and stuff. And that's when I decided to join. When I went to Guild, I went with Mr. Steve Lee from AREAA.
Oh, that guy.
That's kind of,
Ah.
yeah, that guy.
Well, I mean, there is no doubt that every lender that I know is more than busy and is just completely slammed and probably making tons of cash. But, you know, that's no here or there. But I know that time is far more valuable to especially lenders right now than anything. And, of course, we appreciate you coming on over here. So, all right, you're doing that lending thing and you're super busy. I'm sure you don't even have time to probably even go to the restroom, let alone come on Escrow Tuesday.
True.
Rebecca Fu is watching. Hi, Rebecca. Molly Faulkner is watching. John Archibald, my buddy from back in the Grubb and Ellis days, is watching. So, all right, so you're doing all this stuff, and you're already so busy. You've got 4 little ones doing BMX. So what made you think, well, I've got a little more time to spend. Let's volunteer and do some work. And I know you've done other work for other organizations, but then how did you find AREAA, or did AREAA find you?
I don't think I would be as busy or have, I don't even know if I would still be in lending if it wasn't for AREAA. So I met AREAA when I was working at Wells Fargo. When I was at Wells Fargo, that's actually a plus because they encourage you to join the nonprofits and to go out. And so I visited probably every nonprofit that's, you know, available to us in Las Vegas. I got involved in pretty much all of them, mainly NAREP, the Hispanic Real Estate Association, and AREAA. AREAA, however, was very, very welcoming, very happy. It was just a different energy, different spirit, right? I hear
that all the time, Nari. Is it really, really true?
It really is really true. It really is.
We're not asking you to say that, right? Okay.
No.
No. I say that to everybody, because everybody asks me, "You're not Asian.
Sure.
Why are you a part of
that to
AREAA?"
Yeah, and what do you say, Rebecca? Because a lot of the leaders do have that same question. You know, you're not Asian, or they're not Asian. Why be part of AREAA, or why are you part of AREAA?
So, like I was saying, when I joined AREAA and I started coming to the events, it was just a different energy, a different, you know. So the events, I think it was when I started going to the national events where I started. My observation was like, wow, this is actually doing something, you know, for me. It's actually, I'm getting the thicker skin, the personality, you know, changing, stuff like that. My business wasn't quite growing yet. So I was really, I was still kind of doubting, like, what am I doing, you know?
Or will this help, right? Yeah.
is this really helping? Is this really, because you have the people, on the other side, talking, saying, how much business are you really getting from them?
Oh yeah, let me see some ROI. It's hard to place in there, but I think the main difference, Ari, is it's the people, right? And you just asked the question, well, what is a non-Asian person doing leading an AREAA chapter? And it's because it's the people and organization, and yes, it's Asian homeownership, but the friendships and the camaraderie and the connections you make just are amazing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we all want the same goal, right? It's about home ownership in all of the communities.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter if you're, in this platform or that platform, as long as you're pushing and you're helping, that's all that matters. So I did at the end of the day, I can say what did I get from AREAA and stuff like that. Absolutely, it's been a big part of my growth in the industry. So I very much appreciate what AREAA's done for me.
Well, we appreciate what you've done for AREAA, and there's that point in AREAA. You call a life cycle, Nari, you would say, that sometimes you start sipping that AREAA Kool-Aid. You just can't stop. And so, all right, 42 chapters. Let's do some math. You're a lender, right, Rebecca? Nari, you're an escrow. I did terrible in math. Anyway, so we got 17,000 members, 42 chapter presidents. That's a pretty tiny fraction, right? Isn't that like 0.000 something percent of that group become chapter leaders? And here you are, one of them. How did it happen? Tell us. You probably started going to events, and you became a board member. But even from there, it doesn't happen. So Who was it? Who could we blame? Who could we credit that sat you down and said, Rebecca, come on.
It's going to be Shane.
Oh, okay.
Shane.
It'll be Shane. Yeah.
Shane Wen. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't because he keeps taking his shirt off on Facebook posts? No? What? I don't know. He's
I didn't know
got the
that.
gun show going on. Hey, I'm on my 55th day of no sugar and carbs. Look at me. I'm like, yeah, you just do that. Anyway, I saw you drinking that Coke the other day.
It had nothing to do with the shirt. No. However, I did meet him. No. He did ask me to do a video. I forget who it was that he was. It was going to be he was going to be a national president for AREAA. He's coming up. I don't remember.
Kurt Nimura?
No.
Upcoming national chapter. Oh, Tim Herr.
Tim Herr. Yes, yeah. He was going to do a video to support Tim.
Right.
And he called me and said, I need you to do a video for me. So I went and I did the video, and it did involve him taking off his shirt. Yep.
Oh, you did? I want to see. We got to get that video. All right, Shane,
boy.
I'm coming after you. I don't care how
I'm sure it's on his Facebook.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's.
But yeah, it would be him. He asked me. I came in. I started attending the events. I started volunteering, and I just started doing stuff. I just started moving tables and chairs around, and this table doesn't go here. It goes over here. It's going to look better here. And I think he observed at the end of the day, he came in and saw that the turnout, and and it did have a lot to do with me organizing and helping out and stuff like that. So that's when he asked me if I would join his board, and I joined in as events director, events chair.
Right.
And then I just took it from there. I just took it upon myself, and took the leadership in the position, and started doing it. Started doing, if an event, we were planning an event, taking over that. I took over the red event for Annie right after that. Yep. And I've just been doing things, giving in my opinion and helping out with membership, promoting it, pushing it, doing the social media stuff. I do a lot of the social media posts and stuff like that. Started going to the national events. It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, the national events is what really, like, okay, you kind of, if you haven't figured out AREAA enough, that's, I believe, at least for me, when you go to a national event, you're going, okay, now I kind of get it, you know?
Yeah, it puts everything
I
in
think that's where it
perspective.
clicks.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it out to Washington, D.C. yet with a group?
No.
Okay. I recommend doing that no matter what your capacity in AREAA is. You know, hopefully we could start doing congressional and Hill visits, you know, next year. But I'm telling you, that's the most rewarding part of being in AREAA, because you kind of feel like, hey, this is what it's all about here, you know? You know, the mixers are fun, the education events are great, but to really have a hand in, you know, walking down the halls of Congress or the Senate and meeting with the legislators and say, hey, you know, Asian homeownership, things of that nature is relevant, and they listen. They want the votes, right? A lot of Asians and Hispanics that have voting power, and they need to learn and listen. So it is amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, doesn't sound too crazy, right, Nari? Kind of a nice, smooth little rise up to the presidency. Doesn't sound like there's too much trickery involved or anything, you know, that usually happens.
But I could tell you some, I'm sure she has a crazy story to it, though. Yeah. Let's hear about a crazy story, Rebecca. I know in lending, you would see all sorts of stories, because in escrow, I could probably write novels of different, you know, events that happen, because anything can happen. In lending, can you give us maybe an educational story or a crazy one that we can learn from?
I have a story. It's my own story, though.
Okay.
The best.
Yeah.
When I moved to Las Vegas and it was our turn to buy our house, my experience was, at the end of the day, after we had bought the home and were in the home, I felt relieved that it was over and that it worked out. But I was thankful, grateful. But I do have to say that during the process, I was very scared and nervous, and I wasn't a lender yet. I was still doing the banker position. So when I remember that we wanted to buy a house, and we went through the realtor first, and then the realtor sent us to the lender. And then I just felt kind of like I was being thrown around, and I didn't understand who did what. So it was like, okay, the realtor is sending me to the lender. And then I did my application, and then I'm like, okay, now what? And I'm waiting for him to tell me he, you know, needed docs and everything he needed. I send him everything. Then it's like, okay, now you go to the realtor. And then, okay, we find a house. And then now it's like, now you go back over here. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know,
Me too.
the you know, calculating my income, the credit stuff, all that. I knew, because being in banking, I knew I had an idea of what was happening, what was going on and stuff.
Right.
But I thought to myself, like, this is what people feel. This is what the customers actually feel, right? We qualified, but I didn't know what that meant, what my ratios were, how they figured out how much I qualified for. And being in the banking world, and I'm that person that's like, I want to know how that works, you know. I want to know the inside part, the mechanical, mechanics of it and stuff. And so at the end of the transaction, it was like, okay, it happened. It's fine. I'm good. But how did it happen? Right. And I know that I didn't like how I felt. And I felt like I have to do something. I have to get, in there and somehow make that something that I can do when so now what I do when I'm a loan officer and I'm helping people, I fill in all of those gaps.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's always a lot of times how realtors and everyone gets in business. It's like you either got the, I could do this, or, oh my God, what a nightmare. I would have done this. Okay, I'm going to do it. I could,
or if I was that person, this is how I would do it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the story that I would have. I mean, of course, we all have tons of stories and stuff, but that's the story that I think has been the most impactful to me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that's what makes you even that much more successful, you know? And so that's a good story.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, red looks good on you.
You know, I have to share something about red. My mom, when I got into the mortgage industry, I was actually going through a hard time. I was going through a divorce. I was going through, my mom had just landed in Las Vegas from Bullhead City. She was life flown here, and she was on her deathbed for about 18 months.
Oh, dear.
And I was involved with AREAA. I was doing a lot. So it feels like a lot of what I've done, I had a lot on my plate. And it feels like it was very slow, right? Because of the fact that I had a lot on my plate. Sometimes I think back and it's like, maybe I should have just focused on one thing. Maybe I should have just focused on putting loans in, or maybe I should have focused on, you know, my mom, but at the end of the day, I balanced it, and it's been, so the red, let me go back to the red. My mom's favorite color was red. It just so happens that it's a color for AREAA. You know, we have our red event every year.
And
but
talk about working and doing stuff here and there. You are mopping the floor. Holy moly.
Yep. Yeah. I've invested a lot. I've done a lot in the last 4 years or so of being in lending. So
that's yeah, that's a very personal correlation between the red, AREAA, and your mom, huh?
Yeah. Yep. So it's been my experience the last 4 years. So
thank you for sharing.
oh, yay.
Yeah, where is that?
That was just a few days ago.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I was in a restaurant the other day and someone was like airdropping, and I'm like, I randomly got this airdrop, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know who that is.
Who was airdropping?
Yeah, I don't know. I was in some, you know how sometimes you like get these random airdrops, you know, at a restaurant, people are taking photos and stuff. I'm just kidding. All right.
No.
So Rebecca's top 5 is obviously going to be the top 5 Hawaii hangs, and you know what? Bear with me. You just gave this to me like a few minutes before we went on the air, so
I think I know what it's going to be.
Grab it. But what we'll do is we'll put up the picture of your favorite Hawaiian destination, and we'll talk about it. So here we go. Number 1. You know what that mountain is.
Yep.
Right? Any guesses? Of course, that is Diamond Head, you know, always classic. For some reason, I always pictured it in a different kind of like angle, but anyway, that's kind of one classic landmark. You can hike up to it. It's not like you can go do a whole lot on it. I think I got my camera stolen in the parking lot. No, maybe I shouldn't mention that. All right.
Thought it was a little pointier than that.
Yeah. All right, what is this?
Ooh.
Talk about.
There was no lava. There was no. I was hoping to see lava, but
there's no
didn't
lava.
get lucky. No.
Well, did you turn on the lamp? You know, it's connected to a lava lamp. That's what the, you know, turn it on. You gotta let it warm up for a while before the lava starts spewing. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that. No.
They just crank up a heater at the bottom and it starts bubbling. Come on. Yeah, that's Kilauea, of course. And then you've got this place here. I guess I'm kind of giving it away here, but I've never visited this, and I've lived in Hawaii before.
I didn't visit it. I wanted to. We didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Oh, but it is open, huh?
Yeah. Have you heard of Nari? Have you ever been there?
Nope.
I'm
I was
sure
just
Brian
gonna.
has. But yeah, I heard it's kind of a pretty interesting and amazing place because, you know, Hawaii there's a lot of agricultural in Hawaii, including coffee, right?
Coffee.
Rebecca, you were in Kona,
I went to see
right?
the coffee plantation for sure.
Okay, you did. Okay. That's good. All right.
Got a lot of coffee.
Yeah. You know, this is somewhere that I've never been, living in Honolulu for a while, and you know, that's of course the USS Arizona you know, memorial there. You know, being half Japanese American is sometimes a little interesting, you know, with the Pearl Harbor stories and the Japanese attack. So it's always a little kind of weird, just so to speak. But the most famous, I think, landmark of Hawaii is this particular beach. You could probably take a guess on, you know, what that place is. It's a little different nightscape of it from the other side. But
Is that the one with the
Waikiki? You know, I think it looks a lot better in that picture than it really is. I don't know, it's gotten developed a lot, but I was near more Ala Moana Beach, I guess, which is right next door. So, yeah, I was briefly spying on your Facebook page, and I caught a few little Hawaiian tidbits, but everybody's in Hawaii, Nari, and Rebecca.
Yes,
Samantha was in Hawaii. I mean, I can't believe how many people from AREAA friends that are in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've been observing everybody's Facebook.
And you're like going, I was just there.
Yeah.
And I
just
think
had an event. All right, well, yeah, all right. So now we come across a segment we call, it's a surprise guest segment. And we just kind of highlight something that we have a department. It's called the Crack Research Department. And I just give them a name, and they just go to town and find whatever. And so what we found is, we didn't realize that, Rebecca, you have a secret passion, and that is hula dancing. You know, we didn't realize you were an expert. And I know you had an event where you had a hula dancer, but I didn't realize you yourself, Rebecca, are a pretty accomplished hula dancer. So we have some videos that Shane and a few people and I think, who was it, Brian had sent us over. So hope you're not bashful about yourself doing hula.
I'm not.
Going, what the heck is there? So anyway, yeah, it is going to be some interesting stuff. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, let's see her
We're
shake
ready.
her.
Yeah, I am ready. Let's see. We'll do the sound. All right, so for your surprise guest segment, we're going to have Rebecca's top 5 hula dance facts. Who knew, you know, that there are actually some things about it? And of course, we've got Rebecca there. But Rebecca doesn't really look dressed up enough, does she?
No.
So we'll
Not
put
yet.
on a grass skirt for her.
There we go.
And,
That's more like it.
Nari, what do you think?
Yeah, what about those, the coconut?
Dare not do that. All right, so we'll just go with the simple, you know, headdress thing.
Okay.
All right, we'll do the coconuts. All
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
And then, you know, what's not worse but saying that you got laid on Escrow Tuesday. So there you go.
Yes.
Nice. All right. All right, let's
You're
go
gonna
to
need
the
to send this to me.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. So there are 2 types of hula. Any guesses? We'll all kind of learn together on this. Well, it is apparently the... All right, you got to help me with the pronunciation, all right? I can't roll my R's, Rebecca, so like... Hula Kaneko.
Kaneko?
I guess that's ancient hula, traditional, because, you know, they did it for
Kaiku?
specific
Kaiku.
reasons. They didn't do it for just tourists. And then hula Aona?
Aona?
Okay.
Aona? That's how I would,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so that's modern. All right, number 4, and that is, why is it performed? Just because tourists like it? You know, maybe, so apparently it was a religious dance that was performed by the trained dancers. And, you know, it was like monarchy, right, back in the old days. And since you're in lending and highly educated, can someone tell me what that word means? Fecundity.
I think oh yeah. I have no idea.
Really? Is that a legal term? Maybe somebody will tell us, you know? That's interesting. Brian on is calling. What do you want, Brian? Hey, Brian, what do you want?
He's going to tell us the definition of fecundity.
Okay, we're live streaming, so hey, we want to ask you, what does fecundity mean in Hawaiian hula dancing?
Say that again?
That's okay. If you could go on the show and find out here, we're trying to discover some things about hula dancing. So we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Maybe it's camaraderie.
Yeah. So Brian kind of actually grew up in Hawaii, so we'll figure that.
But he
one
didn't
out
know,
later.
so I don't feel too bad if I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Someone in Google, look it up, please. All right.
Yes.
So number 3, hula terminology. Yeah. So, hey, I got to run. I'm late. I got to go to the halau. Wait. Halau. All right. Yeah, I got to run. And when I get there and I'm late, my kuma hula is going to be really pissed, because I'm late. And of course, this is kind of like, all right, let's get going, let's get ready. And it's, want to take a stab at that pronunciation, Rebecca?
No, and I can't see the whole thing. Hold on, let me see if I can move the. I'm gonna try to move. I can't move you. Oh, there you go. Humaku.
Okay, say it fast.
Kukau? Humakukau?
Okay, I like that. All right, I'll be ready. All right. Now we've got the other one that's called the wanderer or drifting. I guess, when they start dancing, they kind of start moving to the left and then to the right. So that's the auna. So you could be sitting back next time you go to Hawaii, Rebecca, and go, that's a pretty amazing auna they got going there. And you would sound very, very educated. All right. And then apparently they have a signal where to end, right? It's not like they got a set song and they're just kind of calling it an audible, I guess. And so it's called the haina, and I guess there's some kind of sign they give to end the dance. So there you go. Hula terminology. Where else can you get this stuff except on Escrow Tuesdays, Nari?
I know. But before we go on, I got the answer. So they say fecundity is that terminology is offering of fertility.
Oh, okay. Ooh. So basically make some babies, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
The baby dance.
Hula is a little alluring, I must admit. It doesn't beat Shane taking off his shirt, but grass skirts definitely do.
True.
God, we should have put him in a grass skirt. All right. So apparently hula was banned at one point, believe it or not.
Oh, why?
Exactly. We want you to know and tell us why. Well, it has something to do with these people. They don't look very happy. It's probably because they're wearing some, Western garb. Well, anyway, it was Queen. All right, try this one. Ka'amanu. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this is all right. So anyway, she banned it because she converted to Christianity and she thought it was a pagan ritual. So we can't have
Is she one of the people on here?
I think so. I think she used one of them. I think. I don't know. Google is always right, so just pull that up. But yeah, apparently they converted to Christianity and they said, "Oh, it's a pagan ritual. Forget it." But then people started missing it, and I believe when it became a state. People started, and that monarchy was extinguished, I guess. They say, hey, we got to bring back, some of the culture. So that's what they do. So good for them. What would Hawaii be without, doing the hula and getting laid?
Right.
All right. So here is the number one amazing hula fact that you can only discover here in Escrow Tuesdays. And Nari, I will let you read this.
That is... Can men perform the hula? I think so.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to have a shirt on?
I think no.
Well, here is the answer. Only AREAA national presidents can actually do hula.
Well,
and here
Shane did do the hula.
There it is.
At our luau.
See? You got Tom Trong doing the hula. Look at that,
of course.
Yeah, this was actually at Michelle Lynn's installation ceremony a couple years ago
That's so
it was in
funny.
Silicon Valley, and they had and that picture in the background was that the groups of hula dancer stuff on the
That's
stage.
nice.
It was amazing. And then we caught Tom Trong. He didn't like I was taking his picture, but see, he's got the thing on his neck. We tried to get him in a grass skirt, but we didn't have a whole lot of time. But I could just watch this for hours. Actually, I wish I had the audio for that because it's just hilarious. It was loud. There's drums banging and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty good stuff. All righty. Well, hey, we learned a little bit of something every day, right? So thank you for surviving the Escrow Tuesdays quiz. We were pretty light on her, weren't we, Nori?
Yeah, we were.
We've had some people where we've kind of like, Miguel, from Austin. We really, right? We gave him a bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
That's Miguel Benavides, in Austin. Have you met Miguel?
I don't think so.
Oh, you got to.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. He's also a non-Asian guy that's kind of more towards the Latin world of things, enjoying, AREAA friendship.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. No, he's larger than life. Hey, come with me. He's going to probably be at the, we were at the Dallas installation the other day, and we basically are going to go to Houston now. Mm-hmm. So, Rebecca, you are so well-spoken, and kind of a brand new segment. What do we have here, Nori?
Well, only on Escrows Tuesdays, we got our plug-in. Where Rebecca is going to give us a 30-second elevator pitch of her and her career. Take it away, Rebecca.
Me and my career. So, currently where I'm at, or?
Sell yourself.
We're in an elevator. We have no idea.
Okay, so my name is Rebecca Moreno. I currently work for SunWest Mortgage. I do mortgages. If you're ever interested in a mortgage, I work out of Las Vegas, and I help thousands of people accomplish the dream of home ownership. Whether it being your dream home or investment property, rental property, any of the above, see me for your mortgage.
All right, SunWest Mortgage it is.
Yay!
Hey, all right. Could have been done better.
I know.
Some people have a really big issue on delivery and whatever, right? Some people say, I'm cute. Use me. That was the best one.
You are never going to let that one go.
That was Quinn.
Somebody really said that?
So hilarious. All right, hey, speaking of plugs, how about us, right? So that is us. Hey, when you're on Facebook on YouTube after we upload this video, please hit subscribe. We're trying to showcase all the AREAA national leaders. And Nari, how we doing?
You got it.
I'll
definitely be sharing.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, speaking of sharing and plugging, we hear you got something very interesting going on the 24th upcoming, right, Rebecca?
Yep, 24th, 10 a.m. Cybersecurity. We will be having it at the First American Title office on Russell and 215. Cybersecurity information for those of you that need CE credits. Come join us Thursday, January 24th, 10 a.m.
Yeah, and be care of those suspicious things like the day before escrow closes, you get this email going, hello, we've changed banks completely on our escrow company and the lender too. Send us the money. But it's amazing how it's a
people fall for it and people believe it. Yep.
Oh, wow. Dear Lord. All right. Well, hey, upcoming, if you could believe anyone could follow in your footsteps, Rebecca, we've got the amazing, do you know who this person is? She's a doctor. That's right. That is Dr. Eliza Fong from San Francisco. What about this fine gentleman? Easily the tallest guy possibly of AREAA. Or
is he really?
Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, him and Brian probably are close tie. They're like 6'4" or 5 or something. So
impressive.
Yeah, don't take pictures next to him.
I'll make sure I have my
Stay away
heels
from
on.
Phoenix, you know?
Right.
Right. And then another person, let's go further into the eastern part of the country. Any guesses?
No.
That is Manisha Munikar from Birmingham, Alabama. Yes, we have a chapter out there. So, you know, trying to get some new faces on here and some famous ones at the same time. So, yeah, that was...
Are they going to be all at the same time or different days?
It's a separate show. They've got a time. So our goal is to come up with 52 shows. We're on 44, so those are the remaining ones. And on the 52nd show, which you probably got an invite on, is going to be the grand finale. Brian On and Ivan Choi will be our guests. And we're just going to have everyone join us at the same time, whoever they can, and just go over some of the fun highlights and things and have some raffle prizes and maybe some t-shirt giveaways. Just a little bit of fun because it was really all about highlighting people that are upcoming leaders of AREAA. The folks that have been around, hey, you get all the publicity already. But
are we going to bring up national convention?
Oh, yeah. No, it is coming up. Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But, yeah, if you want to plug it, Rebecca.
I don't. I actually have questions on it.
Okay. Well, we're going to have it, and it's going to be more unveiled, but it's definitely the first week of October, San Francisco. It's going to be at the Westin
we do have a date or a place.
Last
I looked, we didn't have a...
Yeah, it's going to be at the Westin. I forgot what the brand was. The Westin St. Francis. Yeah. And it's right by Union Square, I believe. And we have a date, right? It's October 7th through the 9th, right, Nari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, book them. I believe the national board meeting actually might be the day before. It might be on the 6th. But we may even have a new series after the 52nd week called I Am Legend series. And, of course, that is one of the founders, Alan Okamoto, in Dallas with his cowboy hat and pretty nice belt buckle there. All right. Well, here is the photo. It's kind of fuzzy of all of us together.
You were there, Rebecca?
See?
Yes, I'm right there.
Nari's there. I'm there. And look at that. We were in arm's distance. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and she was participating in the positions drill,
I forget what breakout room that was.
It was kind of fun, right? Didn't we have like some interesting episodes that people thought, oh, we wouldn't talk about this, but but we did, right? I mean, there's some really live things like, okay, the chapter president went on vacation and there's a gala deposit sitting around no one has control of the bank account. Now what? I mean,
yeah, right. Yep.
And then afterwards, what I really like, my favorite part was after we said we made them all up, we said, all right, was this actually a real, and they were all actually real occurrences.
Real scenarios?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, they were all real. All righty, what is this?
That's my team.
That is so cool.
That's AREAA Las Vegas 2021.
Yeah, and
oh my
if you look really closely, this that last photo was not the only one that we were in. We were actually in this one. You just didn't realize it. So it's I was gonna put my face over Brian's, but I better just take the heat and just get up there. So.
I like this
Nari,
picture. This is a good
your hair
picture.
Goes from straight to curly, wavy right there.
Yeah, with two different colors, right?
I don't know what that curling iron you bought at, so that's all I need to know.
Now this picture right here just proves that men can hula.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, at least they can wear
that's so
it.
fun.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you for having me.
Boy, that was just a ton of fun. Let's just go to the stop share and go back to this. And I really do appreciate you coming on the show. I know you've had a lot of stuff to do, so we'll let you get back to it.
Not that much, but thank you so much for having me. It was much appreciated.
Hey, if there's anything in Las Vegas you need to know about, even real estate, I'm sure Rebecca can hook you up with some service realtors out there. Oh gosh. But in lending, without a doubt, please contact Rebecca. She'll hook you up.
I'm your girl.
Yeah.
That's right.
The passion and the leadership and more Hawaii pictures. All right. And
Thank
anything
you.
to do with escrow, please contact AREAA or Title in Southern California. And any real estate in Los Angeles that you have questions about, commercial, residential, I could figure it out or have somebody else figure it out. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us on Escrow Tuesdays, episode 44. Finally.
Yep, easy peasy.
All right. Hey, stick around, Rebecca. When we go offline, we want you to stick around and say goodbye, but we're going to say goodbye to Facebook Live.
Bye.
All right. Stopping the stream. Sometimes it takes a little while.